Episode 2. Jerinaldo Case. Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil. The protagonist of this case, Jerinaldo Danes, was 18 years old and lived on a farm nearly 7 kilometers southeast of Acari, in Rio Grande do Norte. In the year 1991, he worked on his uncle's farm. At the end of the afternoon, on his way back home, he used to ride his bicycle, using a dirt road that cuts through a larger field, called the Inga Farm. On one of these occasions, Jerinaldo had a frightening experience. He was passing near the farm headquarters, listening to his Walkman, with the setting sun behind him. At that moment, Jerinaldo observed a multicolored luminous object appearing behind some hills and coming towards him. As the object approached, his Walkman started producing static. Frightened, Jerinaldo ran to take shelter under a tree.
It was starting to get dark when I saw a big ball of light coming towards me from the mountains. It had all kinds of colors: blue, red, green. It descended towards me, and suddenly my Walkman was filled with static. I was so scared that I left my bicycle and went to hide under a tree. There, I crouched down and hugged the trunk. The light descended and stopped right above the tree. I stayed in that position for a while. I tried to look up to see the light, and sometimes I got terrified. I felt very cold, but also a wave of heat came from above. It became so hot that I was afraid the tree would catch fire.
Jerinaldo remained clinging to the tree for approximately 20 minutes. The heat was so intense that he thought the tree could catch fire at any moment. Looking around, he saw a barbed wire fence about 2 meters away to his left. He ran towards the fence, crawled under it, and ran about 6 meters until he reached a corral.
As soon as I passed the fence, I heard a loud crack, like a fracture. I moved away a little more and heard a second crack. Then I saw the tree falling on the fence, crushing it.
According to Jerinaldo, the object was still in the same place, above where the tree had been. He was crouched down, very scared and worried about what could happen next. Fortunately, the object turned off and then lit up again a little further away. The cold he felt passed. He ran to the farm headquarters to ask for help, being assisted by Sebastiana Sales. Sebastiana had witnessed part of Jerinaldo's experience. That late afternoon, she was watching a soap opera on television when her dog started barking furiously. She went to the window to see what was causing so much commotion.
I heard the dog barking a lot while I was watching the soap opera. I lost my patience and went to the window to see why he was barking. I opened the shutters and saw a fire on a tree. It was a bluish ball, about 60 to 70 centimeters in diameter, and it released blue sparks of electricity, or I don't know what. It illuminated the whole area. I went to the door and observed. The light was very low, touching the tree. And there was a guy crouched down below. At first, I didn't notice anyone because it was very difficult to see with that light. I thought I was going to miss my soap opera, so I closed the door and the window and went back inside to watch. Shortly after that, he started knocking on my door. He was very disturbed and said,
"Look what happened! There was a flying saucer above the tree."
He also told me that when the light got closer, he started feeling very cold. He had lost his hat and thrown his bike in the middle of the road, and he wanted me to go get it. But I said I wouldn't because the light was still there. We were both scared. I told him, let's call the farm administrator and ask him to go get the bike, because I'm not going there. I called the administrator and he brought the bike.
Sebastiana didn't see the tree fall, but she heard it crack.
I heard when it cracked and broke. It was a very, very green tree, and early the next morning I went to look. It was strange because there were some burnt fibers and it looked like the tree had been scratched by large nails.
Jerinaldo did not suffer any physiological disturbance as a result of the incident. Despite the scare, he did not acquire any traumas and continues to go out at night with friends. The Walkman he was carrying that afternoon continued to function normally in the following days.
Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and to turn on the notifications. I will see you on the next episode of UFO Real.